Nano ring maintenance. So some customers, their hair will last 2 months, some customers 3 months. I always say the 8 to 10 week mark, just to make sure that they're looking after the hair extensions correctly. If they have quite an active lifestyle, then they're going to come back sooner. Sometimes some customers look after them super well with the correct aftercare, sleep with a satin headscarf on and a silk pillow, and they come back after 3 months. It's just judging your customer and knowing how long that their hair will last. Once I've installed a nano ring installation for the first time, I book my customer in within 8 to 10 weeks, no matter what, just to judge and assess how they're looking after their hair extensions. And from then, you can judge when they'll need their next appointment. But you always need to book them in once you've installed the hair extensions, and we don't want to leave it too long because it can cause damage to their natural hair, and that is what we want to avoid. The hair normally grows down about 2 to 3 centimetres, sometimes an inch before you need pulling up. I would never ever just pull the nano tips up. They're not like micro rings. You can't just pull them up. You have to take them out, brush them out and reinstall them. And when I reinstall them, I just reinstall them a little bit to the left or the right so that it's not pulling on that same bit of hair. So there's never the same tension again and again on the same part of hair. So when you brush through your client's hair, you need to make sure that you start from the bottom and work your way up to the top, holding at their root so it doesn't pull on their hair extensions. You need to also make sure that you go under the hair. You don't need to section in this part, because when you section your sections for removal, that's when you'll brush them. You work a line at a time from the bottom to the top so that you don't miss out on any tips at all. So when you have the first line, you can start your removal. I like to use these pliers for the removal. You need to keep all your lines together of hair extensions so you know where to put them back in. You need to unclamp the ring to make it back into a circle. Hold their natural hair and pull on the nano ring. Your client will come with hair strands that have came out before their maintenance appointment. You'll be able to see where they've came out from the gaps in their hair. You never ever reuse the nano rings. I just put them on the floor and then I brush up afterwards to save time. So as you can see, the hair has actually bonded together because of the silicone in the ring. You just need to knead this out so that you don't cause any damage. If you were to go straight to brush this, it would cause damage on your client's hair. This is a build-up of all the hair that would have fell out naturally, so you need to remove that and brush it out completely before installing new hair onto it. So you just pull the knot apart with your fingers very gently. You then take your comb, start brushing from the bottom all the way to the top. Your client will have hair come out in this. It's completely normal. It's just all the hairs that would have naturally fell out in any way that have ended up being attached to the ring because they had nowhere else to go. So I'm going to do that for the whole line now. Just gently pulling them apart to make sure the client doesn't have any damage at all. I like to work in rows to become faster, so I would knead all of these out and then I would brush it all out together. You need to reassure your customer and let them know that any hair that's coming out isn't damaged, it's just from the normal hair loss that they would have had. When you're doing the removal, you need to also look for any damage that may have been caused since their last installation. So if they've accidentally ripped out a hair extension or haven't been looking after them correctly, you need to double check and make sure that there isn't any damage to the hair. If there is, you need to assess whether you're okay to put them back in or not. If it's only a tiny bit of damage, that's okay. Just make sure you avoid that area and you don't put any hair extensions on that until it has grown out. You'll now take the next line down. And if you have any that are entwined like this, you just gently pull them apart. Same again with the removal, you need to make the ring back into a ring by reclamping it the opposite direction of what you clamped it in. I'll now create a second pile, a different pile, to put in the second line of hair extensions, so that I know where to put them when I reinstall them. As you can see, the rings have become discoloured. That will be due to the products used on the hair, and also you just need to make sure with your client that they've been thoroughly rinsing out their hair after washing. When you take the hair extensions out, hold on to the customer's natural hair at the top and only pull on the hair extension. Do not pull on their actual hair because it will hurt them. Sometimes you'll have just the rings attached in their hair. That will be due to the hair extension sliding out without the ring. So you just remove the ring, detangle it, brush it out, and then reattach the hair extensions that your customer brought in with her. Sometimes customers lose their hair extensions, that's absolutely fine. I would just then offer to see if your customer would like any new hair extensions installed to replace the ones that they lost. So you just very gently use your fingers and your thumbs to break up the bond that's been formed by the silicone and all the extra hairs that I've entwined. If your customer leaves it too long in between their touch-up times, their hair extensions can twist at the top, and the way that you would remove that is exactly the same as how I'm removing this mat now. I sometimes just brush over with the Tangle Teaser first before the comb, just so it's a bit kinder on your customer's hair before going in with the comb. If your customer does have more than the normal amount of hair loss, I would just always advise to get them in sooner for their touch-ups rather than later. They just might have a more active lifestyle than others.